kids, it's Katie, and this is Paraclete.
So the area of a rectangle is length times height. So the example that I gave is the length is 9 inches and the height is 6 inches. So if we plug it into the formula, 9 times 6 equals 52. So the answer is the area is 52 inches squared. And for the area, the units always has to be squared. Next we have the area of a parallelogram. So as shown in the picture that I drew, the height has to be drawn separately from the actual shape. It's like a straight line down because the parallelogram's height, or the sides, are diagonal, so that it wouldn't work for the height. The example for the area of a parallelogram is the height is 2 feet and the length is 6 feet. So if you plug it into the formula, 2 times 6 is 12 feet squared. Next we have the area of a triangle. The formula for this is area equals 1/2 base times height. And the same concept goes for the triangle as the parallelogram, where the height has to be drawn in because you can't take the height of diagonal sides. The example given shows the height is 8 centimeters and the base, or the length, is 12 centimeters. And so when you plug it into the formula, 1/2 times the base, which is 12, and the height 8, the answer is going to be 48 centimeters squared. Next we have the area of a circle. So the formula is area equals pi radius squared. And so pi is always 3.14, but in this case when we're solving we can just leave the pi symbol there. And the radius is half of the circle's diameter. So in this example, the radius is 4 meters. So when we plug it into the formula, a equals pi r squared, we're going to square the 4, so 16 pi meters squared. And now moving on to perimeter. The formula for perimeter for a rectangle is 2 times length plus 2 times height. The example given shows the length is 6 inches and the height is 4 inches. And so we're going to plug it into the formula, 2 times 6 plus 2 times 4, which equals 12 plus 8, and gives us the answer. The perimeter is 20 inches. Next, the perimeter of a parallelogram uses the formula perimeter equals 2 times one side times plus 2 times the other side. And this example shows that one side is 12 meters and the other side is 8 meters. And we plug it into the formula, 2 times 12 plus 2 times 8. And that's going to end up being 24 plus 16, and that equals 40 meters, which is the answer. Next we have the perimeter of a triangle, and this is pretty much just adding all of the sides. In this example, all the sides are given to us, so we just plug it in, or we just add them up. 14 plus 12 plus 6, which equals 32 inches. So that's the perimeter. Next we have the perimeter of a circle, but it's not called the perimeter of a circle, it's called the circumference. But it's pretty much the same thing as a perimeter because it's calculating the length around the shape. And so the formula for the circumference is 2 pi r. For this example, it gives us the radius, which is 6 feet. So we just have to plug it into the formula. So 2 times 6 times pi equals 12 pi feet. And so now we're moving on to volume. And volume is used for three-dimensional shapes when we're trying to find the entire area as a whole. So the formula for a rectangular prism for volume is length times width times height. In this example, we have 8 as the length, 6 centimeters as the width, and 15 centimeters as the height. And so when we plug it into the formula, it shows up as 8 times 6 times 15, which is 720 centimeters cubed. and when we're putting in the units, we always have to make it cubed for the volume. Next, we have the square pyramid, and this is a pyramid with a square base. And so the formula would be 1/3 times base times height. And the base always refers to the area of the bottom, or in this case, the square. In this example, it gives us the height, which is 6 feet, the length of the base, which is 4 feet, and the width of the base, which is also 4 feet. And so when we plug it into the formula, it's 1/3 times 4 times 4 times 6. And when we multiply everything, the answer is going to end up being 32 feet cubed. Next, we have a triangular prism. And sorry, I should say prism, but I accidentally wrote pyramid, but it's prism. So for this, we're going to find the area of the triangle and also the width that's given. So the formula is going to be volume times 1/2 base times height. This example gives us the height, which is 3 inches, the length, which is 2 inches, and the width, which is 8 inches. And so when we plug everything in and we multiply everything, we end up with the volume is 24 inches cubed. Next, we have the volume of a cylinder. And for this shape, the volume formula would be pi times radius squared times the height. For this example, we're going to plug in the radius and the height into the formula. So the formula with everything plugged in would be pi times 4 squared times 6. And the answer is going to be volume equals 96 pi inches cubed. Next, we have the volume of a cone. And so the formula for this is 1/3 pi r squared times height. For this example, the radius is 4 meters and the height is 8 meters. So when you plug everything in, you multiply 1/3 times pi times 4 squared times 8. And you end up with the volume equals 128 pi over 3 meters cubed. Alright, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching.